Hey team, welcome back to HUMN. Today we're going to be looking at the air squat and a couple of progressions from that. We will give references to some future videos on the burpee box jump, but you can find them by clicking on this link over here. Today I've got my glamorous assistant Ella with me to do all of the demos. So we're going to start on the air squat. So Ella's going to take a stance that is between hip and shoulder width apart. So depending on how tall you are, that will then dictate how wide or narrow your feet can be to perfect the air squat. So Ella's going to take a comfortable stance, hip to shoulder width apart. So Ella's got her feet positioned in her squat stance. The next thing we're going to think about is moving from the hips first and not the knees. So Ella's going to break at the hips first, pushing her bum back slightly and then moving into a knee bend before she then reaches the bottom of her squat and pushes back out. Now, before you go again, what I'm going to direct you to is Ella's torso when she's going down. So you can use your arms for a counterbalance here if you want to. I would. So she's going to push the hips back and sink into that squat using the arms as a counterbalance before pushing back to the top with control. So as we break from the hips, we're going to control the descent, pausing at the bottom of her rep and then pushing back out again. And you can see that Ella's using a counterbalance with her arms to allow her torso to stay upright. Now we're going to go into the squat jump. So the only difference here is that momentum driving us up from the bottom of the squat is going to propel us up and off the floor. But what's really important is the landing. So what I want you to think about is leaving the ground from your toes and then landing with your toes connecting to the ground first and then softly bringing the heel down. So Ella's going to demonstrate sinking the squat, leave off the toes, and then a soft landing to decelerate. So we're using the toes first, then the arch of the foot, then the heel of the foot comes down to stop that landing. I'm going to get Ella to do 3 in a row, and she's going to stop in between each rep, squat down, pop up, soft landing. Perfect. So you can see each time she's decelerating, starting with the toes, then into the heels as well. And that is the jump squat. Last up for our progressions, we're going to look at the cyclist squat. Now this ain't got anything to do with cycling a bike, but it is going to be a more quad dominant squat. So Ella's taken a position on a heel raiser here. So what this is going to do is put our ankle into a more advantageous position to move into that bottom part of the squat with her knee tracking forward. So as Ella's feet are set up, she's going to allow her knees to track forward and towards her pinky toes. And as you can see, in the bottom here, she's now got a much deeper angle between her ankle and her shin, and the knees are tracking forward there. So what you'll see is as she comes down, we're getting a lot deeper of an angle at the knee, which means the quads are getting a lot more activation, and then stand back up tall again.
Those are our variations on the air squat, the jumping squat, and the cyclist squat.
Now remember, if you want to see where these videos progress into other movements, such like the burpee box jump, you can click up here. And as always, like, share and subscribe and leave us a comment in the section below.